Hello, my friends. A new novel, a new world. Our new story is by the English writer George Orwell, who focused in his works on themes of freedom, dictatorship, truth, censorship, and social justice. He became famous for his direct, critical, and simple yet profound style. So, let's turn off the lights and disconnect from reality for a few minutes with a summary of his most famous work, the novel, 1984. Enjoy watching the tale of Winston Smith in the world of Big Brother. In a dark world filled with gloom and fear, in a country called Oceania, there lived a simple man named Winston Smith. He worked as an employee at the Ministry of Truth, where history was rewritten to align with the party's narrative. In this world, no absolute truth existed. Truth was what the party said, nothing else. Despite his work falsifying facts, Winston's heart refused the lies. He felt the world around him was ruled by injustice and deceit. In a quiet act of rebellion, he bought a small notebook and wrote, "Down with Big Brother." Simple words, yet a thought crime enough to warrant his execution. Then he met Julia, a girl who worked with him at the ministry. A secret love blossomed between them, like a tiny spark of light in the darkness. They met in hidden corners, speaking freely about their hatred for the party, their dreams, their longing for a real life. Julia told him, "The party wants to take away all pleasure. Even love must be destroyed." But there was no safe haven. Winston placed his trust in a man named O'Brien, whom he believed to be a fellow dissident. O'Brien gave him a secret book explaining how the party controlled people. Winston's hope was to join the underground resistance known as the Brotherhood. One night, while in the room he thought was safe with Julia, suddenly a cold, commanding voice rang out. "Don't move! You're under surveillance!" A hidden wall swung open, and behind it stood the thought police. They rushed in, seized them, and beat them. Winston looked at a picture on the wall. Behind it had been a hidden telescreen all along. He realized with crushing despair that it had all been a trap from the very beginning. Even O'Brien was part of it. Winston was taken to the Ministry of Love, where began his journey of torture and breaking the soul. In cold, windowless cells, he was electrocuted, beaten, and starved. One day, O'Brien sat before him and said, "We do not merely want you to obey. We want you to love us." Then he began planting party ideas into Winston's mind, making him doubt even reality, even his own thoughts. He forced him to say that 2 + 2 = 5, because the party declared it so. But the worst was yet to come. O'Brien took him to room 101, the room everyone feared, for it contained the worst thing in the world for each person. O'Brien whispered, "Everyone knows what's in room 101. For you, it's rats." They strapped Winston to a chair, placed a cage full of starving, snarling rats in front of him, and began bringing it closer to his face. Winston screamed in terror, his eyes wide with dread, and cried out, "Do it to her! Not me, not me. Take Julia." With those words, he betrayed Julia. He betrayed their love. He was utterly broken. Afterward, nothing remained of the old Winston. They released him, but he emerged a hollowed, broken man. He sat at the Chestnut Tree Cafe, drinking gin, staring at the telescreen, parroting the party slogans, without anger, without resistance, without love. At last, he looked up at the image of Big Brother and whispered with a sad smile, he loved Big Brother. And so, the party had won, not just by power, but by its victory over the human soul, making its subjects love their oppressor, love their enslavement, love their lies. 1984 is not just a story about a man, love, and freedom. It's George Orwell's chilling warning, telling us that the greatest danger is when power reaches into our very minds, controls our thoughts, emotions, and memories. When the past is erased, facts are rewritten, and freedom is killed in the name of security. Man becomes an obedient machine, unaware he's enslaved. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face, forever. And so the story ends. But its message does not. The novel invites us to ask, are we truly free? Can love, truth, and freedom survive against a power that watches us night and day?